Welcome back, everyone. U.S.-born terror leader Anwar al-Awlaki may be dead, but the mosque where he once served as imam in the United States, it's still open. And some are calling it a breeding ground for terrorists. So, should the government shut it down?
Joining us right now is the president and founder of the American Islamic Council for Democracy and former lieutenant commander in the U.S. Navy, a heck of a columnist, too, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Dr. Jasser, what should we do with that mosque?
Well, I think we need to expose the ideas like you're talking. I mean, this mosque themselves that was Awlaki's old stomping ground, their comments recently on the killing said, well, he was an interfaith leader when he was here, but somehow he just was radicalized in a Yemeni prison. And that is just absurd. I mean, this guy didn't self-combust into a terrorist. But yet, if we start shutting them down, we're going to lose the war of ideas. We're going to lose the narrative that Muslims want to be in a place of liberty, not in a place of theocracy or Islamism. So there's a right way to defeat bad ideas, and it's with good ideas. And we just have to have the political will to talk about this regularly and push them hard about how radical they are.
So is it true that you believe in shutting down this mosque, that it will say the wrong message and maybe empower the radicals?
Absolutely, because these are like hydras. You shut one down, another comes up. If they're advocating terrorism, we absolutely need to nab the guys that are doing that and then shut them down if they're advocating violence. But if they're simply advocating an idea that's a slippery slope towards radicalization and violence, then we need to basically expose that, engage the right Muslims, marginalize them as pariahs. But I don't think shutting them down works. It's always been proven to actually make them fuel in an underground sense.
Well, that makes sense. And Dr. Jasser, you would know this is an area in which you flourish. But I will say this, I would like to know that they're doing in Virginia what they're doing with the NYPD, making an extra effort to finding out what's going on in that mosque.
Absolutely, and this is why, I worry because, other than media like yourself, very few pay attention to the radicalization. Awlaki was sort of the media darling before he left the U.S. and became this surprising radical. So we need to expose this, and we need to have political leadership in Washington. I mean, recently, Mr. Woolsey talked about the fact that I was appointed to a commission on public diplomacy, and the White House blocked it. Why? Because they're really appeasing brotherhood interests, these groups that are all about political Islam and threats to the United States. And until we start to realize that the pool in which terrorists swim needs to be drained, and the way we drain it is by advocating and empowering liberal Muslims that are taking on these radical institutions, Saudi-funded mosques, etc., we're not going to win this war, and we're going to continue to see more Awlaki sprouting all over the place.
So why would that commission not allow you to be a part of it? Why do you think?
That's the question former CIA Director Mr. Woolsey and Seth Leibson have been asking, and so many others are. Senator McConnell had the courage to appoint me to that commission, but yet the White House blocked it at the last minute, even though I passed every hoop. They said, quote, I wasn't qualified, but yet the last two appointees to that commission were bundlers for the Obama campaign that really had no foreign policy experience, and I've been writing and working in this area for quite a period of time. So I don't know. I think we need to find out why they blocked it, because there's something they're hiding, and they don't want to take on the front line in this war, and we're going to lose as a result.
All right, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, thanks so much. The American Islamic Forum for Democracy, where you're an officer. Thanks.
Thank you.